Hello friends. So this is our third lecture on Bacon the essayist. Today our focus is on Francis Bacon is the English Tacitus. English Tacitus. Who is this Tacitus? The philosophical historian, the Roman philosophical historian who influenced Francis Bacon most. He quotes from him very often. He adopts his style. His mind is analytic like that of that of Tacitus, and both are keen observers of men and matters and things. So these qualities make them, both of them, so we can say. In fact, the core of their style is the same. That's the point to note. English Tacitus. And then he was a Latinist. Although English was his language, he was more prone to trust in classical language, that is Latin language. Already I pointed out that he did not trust his own language, so he wanted his essays to be translated into English, into Latin. Not English, but Latin. And his mind was logical, as you can see. See how he takes simple example. And he was habit of repeating. So I will also repeat some ideas that already I have touched upon in this lecture also. The previous lecture I have touched upon, so in this lecture also sometimes I will touch upon. For example, in logical and so on, you have got the studies of studies. Isn't it? Of studies, what does he say? Studies are for delight, for ornament, and for the ability. That's the thing. Understand? So then you can see how logically that thought proceeds. That's the point. To express a new and valuable thought in language that combines at once the qualities of simplicity and precision, dignity, and universality. This can be done only by a very great writer, and Bacon did accomplish this. Understand? Writing makes an exact man, reading makes a full man, writing makes an exact man, and conference a ready man. Simple, very simple. There's no style actually in that. Isn't it? This is just like a grasshopper jumping from one place to another. But it is full of meaning. Dignity, there is a dignity in that. And at the same time, the thought is very weighty thoughts. And it has got universal appeal. This is only a great writer can do this. And that has been done by Bacon. Understand? Then you find that the fact, the point again you have to remember is, his style is not Ciceronian. Cicero, the Roman orator, using long winded sentences and also very bombastic words. Like I will give you an example. One day I was listening to a speech in English and the speaker was saying, when the splendid touches the magnificent, the skyscrapers and heaven-kissing hills. What is the meaning? We don't know. These big words, one after another. And he doesn't know how to stop the sentence also. That is the style of Cicero. Of course, not meaningless style, but full of meaning. Okay, that's a great orator. But that is not the style of Bacon. The style of Bacon is the commentaries of Caesar. He displays the same quality of style that distinguished the commentaries of Caesar. And It is poetic also. The lyric poetry of Catullus influenced him. The lyric poetry of Catullus and the simplicity. The loqui, we say, loqui. So in Latin, so here it is loqui. And not dicere. That is, loqui means speaking, loquacious, a person who always speaks. Some women are loquacious. They won't. You remember now the character in Chaucer's, the wife of Bath in Canterbury Tales, loquacious. Loqui means to speak, speaking style, conversational style. Dicere means that Ciceronian style, using bombastic words. So it's not dicere, dicere, D-I-C-E-R-E, dicere, that is Latin. And loqui also is Latin. From there you have got the English word loquacious. So that's a very important point to note as far as Bacon's style is concerned. Simple, grand, dignified, precise, but with universal appeal and also weighty thoughts. So this he drew from the style of, or he was influenced by the style of Caesar, who wrote his commentaries in very simple language. At the same time dignified. Understand? You find this is called the Attic style. Attic, not an Atticist, Attic style. Simple but grand. Weighty. There is the grandeur. At the same time, it has got a universal appeal. But it got polite. The style is very polite. Urban, urbanitas. That is urbanitas. Urbanitas. This is the style. Urbanitas. Tas. U-R-B-A-N-I-T-A-S. Urbanitas. Urban style. Polite style. Gentle style. The style is very gentle also. So this he managed to imbibe from Caesar's commentaries. This is the Attic style is called, which aims at idiomatic purity, not only in choice of words but also in correct constructions, right constructions, severe correctness of construction. That's the point. This is urbanitas. Understand? So simple, loqui, not dicere, simple style of Caesar's commentaries, but at the same time, not only in choice of words, what we call diction, not only in choice of words, but also in construction also. Very strict in construction. Not as we have already seen, the breezy flow of Montaigne, from whom he took the word essay that he borrowed from him. The word essay, first time used by Montaigne, but his style was different. See, we can say Montaigne's style was a bit prolix, P-R-O-L-I-X, prolix, spread. But in this case, it is not like that. It's very tight. Once again, I would like to quote, that is, repeat studies. Reading makes a full man, writing an exact man, conference a ready man. Simple. Stylelessness we feel, but still there is a style, and that is Bacon's style. Style is the man. So if you want to, after say 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or centuries after this, as long as the English language lasts, Bacon's essays will last, and it will be a very precious possession for not only students, not only the academia, but also the general public. Counsels moral and civil and moral. So civil, it is to that extent we can say. Urbanitas. Dr. Rowley, R-I-W-L-E-Y, Dr. Rowley. Dr. Rowley. What does he say now? He said that Bacon was always seeking the clear word. And also he remains polite. Clarity of expression. That's another quality. Clarity of expression. That is urban again. In hitting upon just the right word, using it in the right place, Bacon exhibits everywhere a mastery of his art. It is subtle and it is inimitable. You cannot imitate it. Before Bacon or after Bacon, you won't find such a style. And Dr. Rowley gives the example of the word reverent. The use of the word reverent in the essay of nobility, and the quotation reads, "It is a reverent thing to see an ancient castle or building not in decay." It is a reverent thing, see the use of the word, it is a reverent thing to see an ancient castle or building not in decay. Further also in that essay you will read, it is a reverent thing to see a tree. That is, it is a reverent thing to see a tree, an ancient tree. So that, and then it is a reverent thing to see an ancient family, a noble family. So, the meaning of the word reverent is fully brought out. That is the essence of Bacon's style. Bring out the meaning fully, using in the right context, choosing the right word and using it in the right context. And that is what we find Dr. Rowley substantiates this by this quotation. Understand? And then also you find Bacon is also known for beautiful and striking antithesis. Bacon is full of this. Here you have one from of great place. It says, "For if a man can be partaker of God's theatre, he shall likewise be partaker of God's rest." Of great place. For if a man can be partaker of God's theatre, he shall likewise be partaker of God's rest. Balancing sentence. Balancing. So that is Bacon's antithesis. And full of this you will find. Many places you will find that. Next time when you read his essays, you just go to and then see, count them, then you will understand. In fact, it is a pleasure to enjoy the fullness, the nicety of meaning of well-chosen words. When you read, when you see certain advertisements, when you see, you say like this. Because the meaning is very clearly given there in that advertisement. So I will give you an example. Come to Anjali for the rest of your life. Anjali is a hotel. Come to Anjali for the rest of your life. See that word rest there, how it is used. Double meaning. But at the same time it's a simple one. And it brings before you a volume of meaning. That they are using the right word in the right place. Understand? Or another I will tell you, peep into your past and get away with the prize. Peep into your past. That means it was an advertisement inviting nostalgic stories from senior citizens. Nostalgic stories. Peep into your past and get away with the prize. So that peep, that meaning of peep, that is well-chosen words used in the right place. Example for that. When you compare Francis Bacon, it's nothing. But still, that's an example in modern English I gave you. So this is the point. And yet you will find this in off discourse. The pleasure of enjoying the full meaning of the word, the nice expression. And then you will find discourse says, discretion of speech is more than eloquence, and to speak agreeably to him with whom we deal is more than to speak in good words or in good order. So, what is important in speaking? One first makes a ready man. In conferring, speaking to others, what is the most important? Not eloquence. And what is the most important thing? Discretion of speech. How to speak agreeably with the person who you deal with. Speaking agreeably with the person to whom you deal. It's very important in interview. Understand? In interviews, when you are attending interviews, it's board of interviewers. They will ask you questions on after another. Then, instead of speaking disagreeably, you should speak agreeably. I will give an example. Suppose the interviewer asks, or he presents a case like this. See, for the last 3 years, we have been experiencing floods. See, what do you think about that? How can we prevent it? Something like that is. Then if you speak agreeably, you will answer this way. Yes, what you said is correct. Sir, yes sir, what you said is correct. For the last 3 years we have been experiencing, and people are suffering quite a lot. And then, of course, we can do something, say, we can widen the rivers, like that. One or two suggestions you can. But on the other hand, if you are going disagreeably, then you can, if you say like this, oh no, I don't think so. There's only 3 years. Before that, there were no floods here in India. We are saved people. There's no problem at all. I think that this is only something that happened, say by chance. We don't much bother about it. So what is happening there is, in the interview especially, you should know, what you should do is that you should always go with the interviewer. Don't swim against the current. Swim with the current. Understand? That's a technique. So here Bacon, in the 16th century, he has given this advice. Eloquence is not the main thing. That is, discretion of speech is the main thing. And discretion of speech means what? To speak agreeably to him with whom we deal is more than to speak in good words or in good order. This is an off discourse. Practical suggestions. This is the stylistic code of artists to speak agreeably. Artists. It is the conversational tone, as I have already said. This conversational tone. He puts elegance, dignity, and weight into conversational language and not rhetorical flourishes. Eloquence, dignity, and weight into conversational language. Isn't it? So you have to take pains for that. Already we have seen 30 years of thoughts. During a very busy man like him, was always engaged in statecraft, and also his projects, say the advancement of learning. In between he was thinking all the time. So 30 years, the product of 30 years of his thoughts, spanning 30 years. So he took pains for it. He might have crossed out many sentences. He might have compared it with his favorite author Tacitus, the Romans as well as Greek. He might have thought about Plutarch's morals when he was writing each and every sentence. When he was constructing, putting a structure to his essay. So it must have taken quite a lot of time and also much pains. And he says, Dr. Rowley again, you can quote him, I would like to quote him. Okay? Neither was he given to any light conceits. silly conceits, or descanting upon words, but ever purposely and industriously avoid them. Silly words, silly expressions, he avoided them. And that purposely, deliberately and industriously means hardworking. It's not a simple thing like that. The weight and dignity of his style. Underline that point. The weight and dignity of his style. His mind was thoroughly logical. A Latinist, we can say. He was a Latinist. And in Latin, of all the classical languages, we consider Greek, Latin and Sanskrit as classical language. And it is said, that may not be fully correct, that Latin can express thoughts that also you can see in smallest words. In his thoughts can be expressed in fewest words, not smallest words. Sorry, not smallest but fewest words. That's easy. I'll tell you one thing. We have got we very often use this language. Sine qua non, sine qua non. Latin is sine qua non. We said that in English we say sine qua non. And this sine qua non, it means something that which we have to observe, something without which we cannot proceed and so on. Something without which we cannot proceed is a very long sentence. But in Latin we say this sine qua non. It is a sine qua non for you. Like that. So Latin, fewest words expresses probably the best thoughts and weighty thoughts. Latin language is like that because it is an inflected language. It is an amo, A-M-O. That means I love. Understand? So English you have to say I love. But you say amo. On there you have got amicable. See, amicable settlement, amiable. These are the words that English has derived from the root amo. I mean that's I was just giving you an example. So in fewest words they can express grand thoughts. Fewest words. That is Latin. So another point to note is Latinist in style. Simple, dignified, Latinist, then beautiful antithesis, using the right word in the right place. Is a pleasure to read. And this, we have already seen these points. And as in the opening of this lecture, as I told you, the Roman who most influenced is his favorite philosophical historian Tacitus, from whom he learned this style. They shared same qualities, like observers they were. Also using pithy statements, aphorisms, epigrammatic style. Understand? So these are things that he learned from these favorite Latin authors. One, Caesar, commentaries of Caesar. And two, the philosophical historian Tacitus. Now what I have told you today, I have summarized here on the board for you. And that is, he combines at once the qualities of simplicity, precision, dignity and universality. Studies serve for delight, for ornament and for everything. Okay. Attic style, idiomatic purity, simple and severe correctness of construction. That is, we have, it is a reverent thing, etc. It is here written. The right word in the right place, urbanitas and polite. Beautiful and striking antithesis. If a man can be partaker of God's theatre, and you have got the tripartite scheme in of studies. Beautiful and striking. Next, the fullness, nicety of meaning of well-chosen words. You can enjoy when you read. 6. Conversational tone, loqui, not dicere, stylelessness, yet the serenity of a philosophical calm. When you read these essays, you will find that there is no style, sometimes you will think, but still there is a serenity, calmness, a philosophical serenity runs through his sentences. And Latinist, his mind is logical, analytic and logical. He is a Latinist. Means he followed the Latin style, the Latin language, expressing grand thoughts in fewest words. So these are points that you can note down. We'll continue with this for 2 or 3 essays more, 2 or 3 classes more. If this is useful to you, you find that this is useful to you, definitely you should share it with others. Because this is, I don't think there is any university that does not prescribe Francis Bacon's essays in the syllabi. Any university? I don't think so. And when you are reading Francis Bacon's essays, the first question that you have to answer is Bacon's style. Bacon as an essayist. The matter, the mode of expression, the matter, the style, the manner, isn't it? So that's the title here. You can see the English Tacitus. Why is called English Tacitus? He is logical. He is analytic. The third is he is simple. At the same time, weighty. Aphorisms, epigrams, pointed. That's why he is English Tacitus. And then you can quote few sentences from his essays. For all, you see, for all the qualities of his style you can find in Of Studies and Of Truth. See, but philosophical, 2 philosophical essays you can see. Isn't it? Of Studies and Of Truth. So you can learn sentences from that and quote to support your the points that you are raising. Hope it will be useful to you. Bye. Have a nice time. Till we meet again, enjoy yourself. Okay.